I was born with scoliosis. I was born with an extra rib in my back on the left side, and it created a very severe curve. And when I was 12 years old, I had a spinal fusion, and I was in the hospital for about a year in a body cast, flat on my back. And then the year after that, I was in a body brace just to support my body as the bones grafted together, continued to graft together. So what they did was they took a bone out of my hip, back here, which causes pain, pinched nerves and stuff. They took a bone out of my hip on the left side, and they grafted that right across my ribs. So my ribs go like this. If you saw the x-rays, it's really, you know, this bone, this other rib, and then they just went right across it to stop the growth. Scoliosis in my adult life, I did fine with it until I started waitressing and carrying heavy trays and having children. My first delivery was great. I didn't have any problem there, and I was young, and I hadn't really been working. So that, my second delivery was fine. But then my third child was born breech, and I was in labor for a long time. And at that point, I had been working, doing heavy lifting type work, waitressing. And I really was in a lot of pain after I had that baby, and I didn't have any more after that. I knew that I was probably pushing it. But that delivery was difficult, and it weakened my back quite a bit. I could deal with the pain. I knew how to take care of myself, how to rest, how to take medications, and do the best I can with it, and I thought, I'll live with it. In my own practice, yoga therapy has helped me to really examine or to be aware of the differences in the right side of my body and the left side of my body. So everything I do in my daily life, as far as reaching for something in the cupboard, this is my natural. Some of the left side of the body is stronger. So I'll go to reach for that plate. First shelf for me is probably like the second for some of you, but so it's a stretch, okay? So even if I take the plate out without thinking, I put it back, and then I go, and this is really a stretch. And it's mental awareness as well as physical. So I'm just trying to do things like that. Every once in a while, my back just goes out. And what I mean by that, I have a lot of pain still. I don't know what it is. It's just the scoliosis. Maybe I haven't eaten right, or I can't even say that there's anything particular unless I've overworked with a lot of bending over type work or something. But I had about a week where I was really in bad shape. And I said, I'm coming, and if I just have to be down on the floor on my side, because I know that just listening to the practice and breathing will help me to relax those muscles. So this week went deeper with that and wanted us to feel it, say, okay, now, as you're breathing in, just feel that breath in your shoulders, or in your shoulder blades, I think it was. And I hadn't even thought about that awareness, bringing that to our attention, or drawing our attention to the shoulder blades. This was the first of that. So I did that when I came out of it, and it was like my right shoulder blades was just, whoa. Nothing on the left side of my back, just right in that one area. I could feel it. Not pain, but like it had been expanded. And I was just like shocked. And then I could start to feel that.
Shocked because?
Because it was so prevalent in that one area, and because I've been working with trying to strengthen the right side. But by the time the practice was over, I was almost in tears. I was so emotionally involved. I could not believe the expansion on the right side of my rib cage and into my shoulder area. And I think it's the first time I don't know, in my life where I've had awareness that I am more bent to the right, that I felt balanced. I felt like I was really, but my body was holding, the right side of my body was holding me up. It's not so much the breath is what is going, whatever that is, I haven't learned enough about it yet to, to really, I think that's what's going to help me strengthen the right side of my body, because I'm doing all this asymmetrical work and I feel it, but not combining that work with this new breath work you've started with us. I just know that as I age, I'm going to be able to carry myself and help the arthritis and keep myself as pain-free. I think I'll be able to cut down on medication. I take over 1,200 milligrams of naproxen a day and medication for my stomach to, to support that. And as much as I try to cut that down, I've cut it down a little bit, but then during the day, all of a sudden, I start to tighten up. And even with breathing into it, I just have to be careful of it. I just give up. So I have hope. It's not even, it's turning inward and being with myself and being comfortable with myself and being accepting and having loving compassion for myself. So instead of getting all upset and stressed when my back does go out, when it's really gives me a hard time and I'm walking like this instead of being able to stand up, is allowing that to be okay and saying this, I'm grateful. I say to myself now, I'm grateful that I can do what I can do. And right now I can't do that, so I'm just going to take care of me the best that I can. It's like wrapping your arms around yourself and giving yourself a hug. What finally started to connect for me was that yoga was more than just the poses. But I had been in pain for so long and struggling every day to do that, just to function and keep up with my life, that who had time to think about, I just couldn't do that. I was just so grateful. I feel like yoga saved my life.